One of these teams will be playing on Saturday. The other will have to go home and wait until next year. We're about to find out right here on the Beacons Broadcast Network. 5 days removed from their last matchup, the Beacons and Colonials warming up behind me. In that last matchup, it was UMass Boston earning a 3-1 victory down in Danbury, Connecticut to wrap up their 7th consecutive Little East crown. And it was no surprise that our player to watch played a big part in that victory. Julia Murphy, the Beacons junior honorable mention All-American. Another tremendous effort, 12 kills in the match, hitting over 400. Murphy, who in her career is averaged over 10 kills and just under 3 blocks per match against this Western Connecticut State team, will look to earn yet another victory, as the only loss she suffered in Little East Conference play came against the Colonials last year. It's Smith able to make the reception, and that was a hard swing from Canuck, but kept alive by She. Smith popping it up for Kaminsky, looking for steal this time, blocked down by Murphy. She to serve. She service, catches the back corner. That one looked like it was going wide. Took a U-turn, near side for Flanagan, soft tip. Deidre keeps it alive. Baker, only option is Murphy. It's Peruch. Parada looking for Voitosh. She is there. Baker goes over on 2, and that was as quick as you can possibly do it. Her first service onto the hands of Steinberg. Back set for Murphy, off the block in front of Bell, and the Beacons take set number 2, 25-16. Kaminsky out wide for Canuck, off the hands of Baker, was in there on a solo block. Baker over the head of Canuck. That's 5'6", working against 5'9", and Baker wins it. Nice dig there by Smith. It's Cortez, soft little looping touch. She towards the net for Baker. Murphy back line. Perfect precision with that one. Elliott ready to go. The Beacons ready to go. Keene State taking their time, taking the full minute plus on this timeout. This has got to feel really good if you're Christina Elliott. She's been struggling to find her way into the lineup. And the longer she makes these service runs, if Keene State can actually return it, then the more she gets to show off her skills as a setter in addition to her serving abilities. Elliott service off the top, and it falls. That's when you know things are going well for you. When you're able to come out of a timeout when you're a little bit cold, and instead of bouncing back towards you, it takes the top. 3 straight service aces for Elliott, and it's a 2-point advantage. Elliott's service off the hands of Silveri. Bell to the near side for Lamica, off the block. Elliott, a great diving dig to the far side for She, off the top of the net. Bell is there, the set to the backside. 2 players go for it. Murphy keeps it alive. Elliott far side for She, kept alive by Steinberg. Murphy punches over on 2. It's Bell, back set for Bright, kept alive. Glavin over to Elliott, looking for Baker from the back line. Great diving play by Bunker. The best point of the day thus far. It's Murphy's soft tip, and it's the Beacons' point. A great diving effort by Christina Elliott kept that point alive. Riley Bunker deserves credit as well. But Christina Elliott might be the player of the match today despite barely playing. Elliott's service, this time she goes soft. Easy play for Silveri. Michael, and it's blocked, and Glavin can't keep it alive. But just as she's done all day long, Christina Elliott enters the match with it being close, maybe even trailing. She exits with the Beacons having a lead, as the Beacons will try to hold on here for Elliott, with Diedrich checking back in. Back on the service line, I believe it's Alexis Michael. Michael, one of the senior co-captains on this team. Diedrich the reception. Baker, far side for Eileen Shee. Off the block and right in front of Bob Wiener. And he can't be happy about that. The Beacons 2 points away from a 3-0 sweep of their arch rivals. Julia Murphy back well behind the service line this time. The junior out of Canton, Massachusetts. As it's Michael near side for Kazazian. Murphy keeps it alive. Baker looking for She. She soft tap. Easy play for Silveri. Michael near side for Lamica. Through the block. And the dig goes off the hands of Diedrich. Off the face of Murphy. And it's back to a 2-point deficit. As Lamica will head back there. Beacons have 2 players from the city of Canton. Murphy from Massachusetts. And Diedrich from Michigan. Diving effort by Baker. Kept alive by She. And it's off the hands of Lamica. And we've got match point. Eileen She has been a kill machine in today's match. Beacons have had a lot of players make big impacts, but she's going to be the player who jumps off the page in terms of numbers, as Colleen Cohen will check in for Emily Steinberg. Steinberg's had a very nice match as well, despite not playing a lot of time. She and Christina Elliott have been very impressive today, in my opinion, as it'll be Pepper Baker taking a long service. Bunker. Diving effort by Michael. Silveri blocked by Souza. That'll do it. The senior who came in saying that the Beacons needed to come away with the win today, and she immediately points at her former roommate and now assistant coach Amber Clemens. The Beacons 25-21, 25-16, 25-21. Not quite a rout, but certainly a nice sweep for UMass Boston. There were no smiles on Saturday. They're all smiles today, as we're going to take a commercial break, and then we'll bring you an interview with co-head coach Michael Houlihan from floor level. Top blocking team in the conference against the top defensive team, and thus far the top blocking teams have the advantage. Steinberg back in there to serve for UMass Boston. She'll play the back line as well. Canuck off the Beacons block. Steele puts it up there. And Canucks blocked once again. Great diving play by Steele. Smith on the back line. Diving effort from Steinberg. And now it's Baker feeding Murphy, who's blocked. Kaminsky out wide for Canuck. Off the hands of Baker, was in there on a solo block. Baker over the head of Canuck. That's 5'6", working against 5'9", and Baker wins it. She might not be as tall, but she's got one of the biggest verticals on campus. And Pepper Baker, not quite single-handedly winning the point, but certainly making an imprint on that one as Kaminsky tries to go over on two. Nothing doing as the Beacons block right at the whole way. Canuck through the block that time of Murphy and Baker, and it cuts the deficit to 8-5. Much more even second set here. The points have been a little bit longer, but nonetheless, the Beacons out to a lead as it's actually 8-6. Top-seeded Beacons looking to advance the LEC title game for the seventh time in 8 years. They lost their first title game under head coach Terry Condon to Keene State, as Steele couldn't handle that one. Then they won 5 in a row before falling in last year's semifinals to Western Connecticut State right here in Boston. Haley Diedrich back to serve for the Beacons. Diedrich couldn't quite get that one over. Diedrich's had a very strong freshman season. 4th on the Beacons in kills and kills per set. 3rd on the Beacons in digs per set. She's played all but one set and was forced out of that set with the bloody nose. Baker near side for Shee. Popped up off the block. Baker will go for Murphy this time. Off the face of Pisano and down. And Julia Murphy's going to love that one. She'll run back to the service line. I don't think anybody hustles more to the service line than Julia Murphy, who had a tremendous career at Canton High School in Massachusetts. As Diedrich, great diving effort, but not enough. The head official calling a lift there on Haley, as that would have been a highlight reel play. Julia Murphy was an ice hockey player, a softball player, and a volleyball player at Canton High School. She's only played volleyball at UMass Boston thus far, but that might change after her senior volleyball season, as that swing just a bit too strong from Shee. Her older sister, Olivia, who's at the scorer's table today, is a great athlete in her own right, as Olivia, former Little East Conference Rookie of the Year in women's basketball, and an honorable mention All-American as well. Near side for Cortez, off the net, kept alive by Baker. Diedrich feeding Shee, very soft touch. Great effort by Kaminsky to keep it alive with the pancake. And now it's Steele, off the net there by Baker, and the Beacons won't be able to get it over in 3, as Terry Condon in her interview talked about how good Brittany Steele is at one-hand pancakes, keeping the ball alive when it should hit the ground. She said she's one of the best she's ever seen, and she's showing it off today as Bree Souza puts it through. And that's a big compliment considering the level of volleyball that Terry Condon's used to. Played her collegiate volleyball at UCLA. Ended up playing with the Olympic team, and then spent years as a Division I head coach at Texas A&M before coming to the Beacons. Kaminsky looking for Cortez, who just slips it over the block of Souza and down to tie this match at 11-11 here in the second set. Beacons were tied 2-2 and 3-3 in the first set before pulling away. This second set has been much more even, as both teams have both of their timeouts in their back pockets. Pisano on the service. Glavin forced backwards to Baker, near side for Cohen. And that one's kept alive by Steele, but miscommunication between Kaminsky and Smith, and it'll fall on the western side. She will check out. Christina Elliott in for the Beacons. Elliott making her 26th appearance, her 82nd set. 29 aces, good for third on the team. Her last 9 matches, 5 aces, 1 service error. Give her 6 aces as she takes advantage of Pisano. That's freshman on freshman crime. And the Beacons lead by 2. Her 1 service error, though, did come this past weekend against Western, as the Beacons have been off since Saturday. Western had to play in the conference quarterfinals against Eastern on Tuesday, as once again Pisano can't handle the reception, and that'll force a timeout after back-to-back service aces for Christina Elliott. The Beacons lead 14-11 here in set number 2, 1-0 overall, and we're going to take a commercial break here on the Beacons Broadcast Network.